Hello, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Chick Flick Shuffle. Today, we're reviewing Chinese version of What Women Want, which is particularly suitable because of all the Christmas cake. Oh yeah.
You do know that only applies to Japan.
No, it applies to all Orientals.
No.
It applies to Chinese people, but we put it off to 30.
Really?
They just have a higher standard over there. You can be a little older over there.
Yes.
We have the glorious return of GL.
Unglorious.
The unglorious return of GL. You gotta pay someone a compliment. And the return of Stray.
Even though he
How is
didn't really
this a
go anywhere.
return?
You're here.
You were
That's
supposed
the
to be in
return.
Hong Kong.
And you know what? The return of End. Yes, we are all returning.
Yes.
Don't ask me
For
where
the
I've
very
been.
first time.
Yes.
Is this your mission to get that song in everyone's head now? Merry Christmas, everyone! I bring you the gift of Madonna.
Oh, God. Like a virgin.
Before
Working
we
already.
I know. Before we get into anything about this movie, I would just like to say, Mr. Dong. There's a character in this movie named Mr. Dong, and he's not the one with the women mind-reading powers. He should have been, just because of his name.
Well,
Fantastic.
remember, there's a guy in there whose name is Erdong.
Yeah.
That's his bad.
It's bad in the best way.
Erdong?
The Donger knows.
Dong.
Oh, God. We're not reviewing any more Chinese movies from now on.
We are not, because we can't pronounce these names. The character is called Sun Tzu Gang? Sun Tzu Gang?
Yes.
No.
They keep pronouncing it Sun Tzu Gang.
Yes.
Stray, you're Chinese. You're supposed to tell them.
Oh, crap. My cell phone's ringing. Give me a few minutes.
See, that's what happens. You find a guy with all the answers, and he has to go check his cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
So, where were we?
Stray, tell us about Andy Lau.
I don't know. He's just some famous... He's a famous Hong Kong actor. He's also a film
Who
producer.
loves to dance. Dressed like a woman.
It's like, he dances better than Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I would guess.
So, Andy Lau plays the main character here.
He's a singer, actor, and film
Sun
producer.
Tzu Gang.
Yeah, Sun Tzu Gang. Oh, what a name.
Because
And,
everyone can never pronounce it.
He plays the role of Mel Gibson in this movie. But there's a little tweak to his character.
Instead of his mother, it was his father. Instead of a showgirl, it is, what was it? He was part of a choir.
This is true. Yeah, there's a little change in backstory, but that feels a bit forced. But it does teach us that if you want anything, just tell a girl that you're pretty, and then they'll give it to you.
I want a popsicle.
Exactly. You're pretty. Give me a popsicle.
Then he runs away.
I know, you never see him again.
Just as plain.
You're pretty. You're pretty.
You're pretty.
You should-
Give me a popsicle.
You're pretty. Now give me a blowjob.
Wow.
I knew we were gonna go there. I'm just glad I wasn't the one that had to do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we are terrible people here at the podcast.
What do you mean, we? Yeah, you're right, we.
But a little different from the Mel Gibson character is that Son is way more into himself than Mel Gibson was.
Oh yeah, that's Andy Lau's image, basically.
Yeah, they used the term smooth operator a lot to describe him in the beginning. But they also used the word narcissist a lot. And that is very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
I love when he's doing the tranny thing. Just before he does his sexy tranny dance,
He tried to.
smoking
Yeah,
a
he tried to.
tampon.
Yeah, he tried to smoke a tampon.
Oh god. Didn't Mel Gibson try the same thing?
I don't remember him smoking a tampon.
I remember him smoking the cigar.
Yeah,
Everyone smoked cigars in both movies. They're
because they're
cigar-
rich and businessmen smoke cigars.
That's how you know you're. You know what? I need to smoke cigars now. This is what people think I have that
Hey.
type of money.
Here's the
Look,
thing.
we've already determined that I'm Hannibal, so no.
You can let me borrow one. It makes the tank fly faster.
Oh god.
I also noticed that when he dressed like a tranny, to me, he looked a little like Jackie Chan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
As Chun-Li?
Jackie Chan is Chun-Li.
Acid, Hunter.
I don't think Jackie Chan has to die for Chun-Li.
No one
You
has to
want
die for Chun-Li.
You want to see this?
I wouldn't mind seeing fan art. I wouldn't want, not in real life, no.
Only bodybuilders.
Give me a second.
Oh, good. Oh, good God. Anyway, I love how did he pop 2 contraceptive pills?
I don't know how many popped. But,
The fact that he tried one makes me wonder what is that doing to his system.
it's letting him read women's minds. This is what it's doing to his system.
Yeah,
Contraceptive pills plus electricity equals mind reading powers if you're Chinese.
as long as it involves a fish.
Yes.
And
A
apparently
magic fish.
his dad could read minds too. If what I saw was right.
It wasn't. His dad was lying.
Okay.
Yeah. You didn't see the flashback immediately afterwards, which disproved his theory.
Look, when I was watching it, it started like locking up and like freezing at certain points, so I didn't know what was going on with the subtitles.
Oh. Yeah, we gotta get better video streaming sites. That was the first one I found.
We do this legally.
Exactly. We went and
Go-
bought the Blu-ray translated edition.
I know. Video streaming site. I'll tell you, you Canadians, boy.
From
I found-
Netflix. Well, I got it from Netflix.
I don't think it's on Netflix.
Yes, it is.
Are you serious? Why didn't you just watch it on Netflix?
I don't know.
Well, I don't have Netflix. So, I mean, as a whole, I kind of like this version a lot better than Mel Gibson's version. It just seems more charming, and he seems to have a lot more fun with his role, and the characters having a lot more fun with his powers than Mel Gibson did.
But that's what Chinese people do. We have fun with our powers. You know math? We
What
have
power
fun
is
with
that?
that.
Typically, I mean, you all have powers? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Well, they are mystical ancient Chinese people.
Yeah. We're all ancient because apparently everything Chinese is ancient.
Like this movie. This is the ancient Chinese version of What Women Want.
Yes.
Set in 2011 or 10 or whichever one.
20. I guess it's put in 2010 because 2011 doesn't exactly fit.
The story beats, they're pretty much
The same
exactly
story,
the same.
except this
Just
one's set in
a couple
China
of
and
changes.
it's modern.
For example, like GL mentioned before, his dad is in here now.
Yes, but his mother is not.
Well, his mother was only in the flashback in the original movie. His
Oh,
dad is
yeah.
actually a present day character. I wish there was more of him. He seemed to be an interesting character. He got a little comedy relief, but
This movie
He's
is
still singing.
more funny than
it
the
is.
Mel Gibson version.
Everything slightly more exaggerated in this movie than the Mel Gibson version, which kind of works for the premise.
Yeah, because the Mel Gibson version just took everything too seriously.
Well, not everything. Like we said, that first half was fine.
That first half, yes. That
If it,
second
if
half,
it took everything too seriously, Flo wouldn't be trying to write Mel Gibson.
or what was it? That suicidal chick would have actually been committing suicide.
Yeah, that would just be a downer of a movie then.
I'm staring at Chun-Li Jackie Chan right now.
Oh,
That's your problem.
I know. No one told you to do that.
Like I said, like I was telling N before, it threw me off all of a sudden when that guy started speaking perfect English.
Oh yeah, you totally can.
Yeah.
He was one of the four gods of basically Cantonese talk.
Well, there we go.
Yes, more information.
The main actress in this one,
Gong Li.
Gong Li, who plays Li Yi Long. I'm guessing that's right. I'm going off of Mortal Kombat knowledge. That's how you would say that in Mortal Kombat. She's strange. Like, she says she only drinks water. Then you see her drinking out of a coffee cup. It's like, are you really drinking water out of a coffee cup, or were you lying and are you
I've
drinking
done
coffee?
that before.
She might be drinking vodka.
That is Russian water.
He asked her out. It's like, I'll buy you a drink. And she's like, I only drink water. Then I'll buy you water. I'll buy you water,
It's the
which
genius.
is free.
It's the genius behind bottled water.
No, it's the special water. What's the most expensive water in the world, Tim?
I don't know. I can't afford it. Why would I worry about the most expensive water in the world? All I have to worry about is City Punch. And it's also interesting that she goes by the code name Panther.
And the guy,
Date 007 online. Yes. We have the Asian version of Daniel Craig.
I found the most expensive water in the world.
What is it?
It's $60,000 for one.
No one in China is buying $60,000 water. I
You
don't
should
care
see how expensive
sexy
we
it's
buy
supposed to
our
be.
wine.
Oh man, she did drink wine. See? She lied.
Oh my god, you're right. At the restaurant. That line.
And afterwards, all I drink is water. Psh.
I think that was just to dissuade him from hitting on her.
She's a lying liar who lies.
I know, she's a phony.
You're a phony. Oh yeah.
But here's the thing about her. Here, she reacts more realistically than the character in the last movie. Cause she's like, you must be stealing my ideas. Which the last girl, never really came out and accused Mel Gibson of. So she reacts more realistically, but then I don't really like her. Cause, well, one thing is, the last lead, I felt, you could sympathize with her. The job was stressing her out. There were rumors going on behind her back about what type of person she was. She felt like a more complex person. Here, she's just kind of
There.
a tough business lady. Kind of stereotypical tough business lady.
Huh.
And the actress, I don't think the actress does a good job at projecting sadness or uncertainty. Because every time she tried, it looked like she was about to cry. It's like, tone it down a little bit. Like, you're going all the way. Like if she was sitting there at a snack machine trying to, and the director's like, okay, I want you to look like you're trying to choose between a Kit Kat and a Snickers bar. She would look like she's about to cry. And that kind of took me out of the picture.
Mm.
And then another thing, a lot of the love scenes, like when the two get together and they start really connecting, all of that connection, yes, I'm using quotation marks when I say that, is through a montage. So, I mean,
We love the montages. What are we talking about?
Saves us time.
it just doesn't feel organic. It's like, alright, these two people hate each other, montage, they love each other now.
Yeah, because the guy thought she wanted to be with 007 really was just trying to take her away for his company.
That was a lie. You can't tell any of the lies in this movie.
No.
That's your one weakness. You can't tell when an Asian person is lying.
This movie was just so boring.
Let's talk about the daughter, because she's in this movie too.
She's an important part of this movie. Kind of.
Yes, her and her boyfriend, Dong.
I'm thinking that was sarcasm.
I think he actually remembers the boyfriend's name this time.
Yeah.
The first time around, I'm like, oh, he actually remembers the name.
The boyfriend, didn't he looked like an Asian Edward Cullen.
I know. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
That's why I hated him so much.
And, the girl was a little faster because, in the first movie they were making out when he walked in. But in this movie, I could hear the boy zip his pants up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh snap, they're about to get it on.
They must have found a contraceptives. I'm like, well, I mean, they're right here.
You shouldn't leave those out. But, the daughter, again, I think pretty much the females in general were better in the last movie. The daughter didn't really play as large a role in this movie. She has a story arc per se, but it's really sped through. Like, they only included it because it was in the last movie. They could have taken it out and they would have lost nothing. And she even has her own montage, her own shopping montage. But it lasts like 2 seconds. Like, why is this even in here? She's not going to a prom.
Like 2 videos.
She changes clothes twice, and that's it. This was pointless.
Hey. And I really wish real life shopping was like that.
Over and done with that fast.
Well, it is for me. I don't know who you're shopping with.
Let's just say shopping with my little sister and my mother takes a few hours.
And watching their montages?
We don't get the ability to watch montages.
Yeah.
I know what Stray's talking about.
Sitting there. I would rather have a montage.
And the suicidal girl is in here too.
Of course.
But she doesn't even get to finish her story arc. Like, you don't even get to learn that she's suicidal. She appears like twice in the beginning, and then that's it.
Oh yeah. He just has the hipster glasses.
He
kind of
doesn't even give her the job. It's like, well, you're depressed. Okay. Moving on. Like, oh, then why is she in the movie?
Because we needed more runtime.
Because she was from the original, so they needed someone to put her.
They didn't have the magical white lady that I talked about.
Yeah, whatever he said.
There was not a magical white lady. There was an ancient Chinese maid landlord. Now this is interesting.
Who wears a thong?
Yes. She is the landlord. But he's so good at manipulating women that he has this landlord cleaning his house for him. And Jennifer Lopez, this is not. This is more like the ancient Chinese lady that came out of nowhere in the last movie. That she wears a thong is way too much information. She's also kind of replaces the psychiatrist in the last movie. She's the one that he talks to about having powers, and then she tells him how he should use those powers.
The same way.
Yeah. So, it doesn't seem like he's turning evil afterwards.
Because
And,
they didn't
of
say
course.
you're going to rule the world.
yeah,
Of course.
they do say that. There's the barista girl.
Huh.
Now, and she's almost exactly the same as the last movie. Except they don't have a sex scene, and there's no magic soul train.
But that was the good part.
That was your favoriteest part, I know.
Yes.
But she still goes crazy when she thinks for a second that he's just leaving her for no reason. And I love this part because she's like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna jump into a train. And then you find her, all she's doing is eating chocolate.
Hey, at least it's not ice cream.
Yeah, go straight to the little Chinese thigh. I spent a little bit of time talking about the commercial in the last movie. Here, they changed that up a little bit. There's still a road.
Apparently, all what women want is a road. So for Christmas, everyone get their woman a road.
I think this one's a little different. Well, for starters, she's riding a bike on the road. She's not running on it. So
At least she won't get hit that hard.
yeah, she's got a little cushion. But they don't really focus on the road like they did in the last movie. What they really focus on is this. Lots of pleasure wherever I choose.
Oh God.
And that's what Chinese women want. That's the difference. Women want roads. Chinese women want lots of pleasure wherever they choose.
They are very sexually repressed, it sounds like.
Yes.
I know, 'cause it's that Christmas cake. And another thing. If a Chinese woman does a painting, and you don't know what the hell that painting is, tell her they're orchids, and then you will win. That's all you have to do.
It's 'cause it's flowers. Women want flowers, right?
When I saw the painting, it looked like chicken pox.
All women want are flowers on their road or their pleasure.
You better pray they aren't allergic. Something, like I said, I liked the main character better in this movie.
But you
There was
hated
one
every
thing-
other person.
Well, there are two things. There are two things that threw me off about his character. The most important thing is the way he keeps yelling at not yelling, but arguing with his dad, about stuff that happened 20 years ago. I'm like, just let it go. It's like that whole conflict with his dad just seemed really forced, inside the story. Like a lot of the content in this movie, it just seems forced in there. And, the other thing is that there is a scene, and it's a scene that could easily have been taken out, where he sings in English. And I'm assuming that's for the fangirls in China.
Probably.
So, you get to the end, again, same story beats. So, you get to the end, and there's a scene at the end where they have angry black clouds. And these clouds aren't real. They're CG clouds. And they look exactly like they were pulled straight from the background of Mortal Kombat Trilogy. These were terrible CG clouds.
Not from Game of Thrones. Those are
No.
actually nice.
I thought China had better CG than that.
We do. It's just a comedy, so we don't spend
Yeah.
that much budget.
I guess so.
You know, they save that for the action movies that take place in ancient China.
Yes,
Or
like Forbidden City with Jet Li and
And then-
Jackie Chan.
He sees the fish again. Like I told you how unlikely it was that just a little sparks took Mel Gibson's power away from in the last movie. Here, he sees the magic fish again that pretty much gave him his powers at the beginning of the film. And then the fish collects with a bunch of fish, and they become like a magic screensaver. And then the screensaver kicks his ass, and that's how he loses his powers. He wakes up in the middle of the street. They're like, oh, well, I don't have powers anymore. Okay. Which, I guess, makes sense for him to be that fine with it, because he was pretty fine with it when he got his powers. He
wasn't like,
wasn't freaking out like Mel Gibson. And then, this movie almost ends. I thought it was gonna end in an airport scene. I figured, you know what, that's really fitting for the last movie at the end of the year for Chick Flick Shuffle to end with an airport scene. It almost does, but it doesn't. Because the woman, she's leaving, you know, she got fired. Our hero tells her the truth about his mind-reading powers and how he's been stealing from her, and she's not happy with that. So she's leaving in an airport with 007. And he's actually at the airport, but he's like, well, she's gone. Whoop-de-doop-doop. But he doesn't try to save her anything dramatic like in all the other romantic comedies. He just, oh, well. Like, why'd you even go to the airport?
it's
And then,
so that he has repressed feelings or something.
but he doesn't try. Which is, you know, considering his narcissism, his womanizing ways, his smooth operator-ness, you'd think he would try something. He just, there she goes. There she goes.
Bye-bye.
Daniel Craig.
I'm more important than her. It doesn't matter.
But it's a little flip, because at the end, she kind of goes to him. She goes back to him. He's just like, alright, I'm done with her. I'm just gonna go on with my life. I'm gonna watch my dad sing in a chorus at the end of the movie. And then she just shows up like, yeah, I kind of changed my mind. Alright, well then, I love you again. Everyone's happy.
whoa.
This feels like how Stella got her group back again. Just had to say it.
And at the very end, you know, he quits, I suppose, and she gets her job back.
And he has to find another job.
Does he have to find another job? He could just be a house mother at this point. I mean, that job looks like it pays pretty well considering the size of those cigars.
Yeah. But his boss probably gave it to him.
And that's the Chinese version of What Women Want. As a whole, it's difficult to say, because the American version does
It's
the
better.
main relationship a lot better. But
Had better drama.
yeah, the drama is done better.
But the comedy here is done better.
Yeah. And
So it
if it didn't
depends.
have so much needless stuff or, you know, kind of half-assed storylines that never follow through or follow through wholeheartedly, then it could have potentially have been better than the American version. But right now, I'd put the American version slightly over the edge. More or less, Stray, your people have failed me.
Hey, you guys gave us a crappy romantic comedy. We give back a crappy romantic comedy.
We didn't give it to you. You bought it from us after much begging,
Just like you took Gundam.
just like you took Gundam. And how you bootleg all our cartoons.
Oh my god, don't
Have
remind
you
me of
seen those?
those.
Bootleg Disney movies?
No, but I have seen the bootleg Macross Gundam Flash animation cartoon. And their bootleg Pokemon Digimon mix.
Oh god. You should see the
Slash
package-
Metabots.
You should see the packaging on some of the toys we have.
And the Gundams. Not Gundam, Gundams.
Yeah.
Oh, China.
We love China.
What are we gonna do with you?
Yeah, at this point, this isn't really a remake of What Women Want. It's a bootleg of What Women Want.
Chinese bootleg.
That's what I expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
My expectations have been filled. Now let's all look up Chun-Li. Jackie Chan as Chun-Li.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I've seen that video already. Thank you very much.
Well, this will be our last episode until pretty much mid-January. So we're going to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Enjoy that
Is this
crema
going
cake.
I'm sorry. Is this going to be out before Christmas?
Yes.
It gives us 4 days. We can do it. By we, I mean
It'll be
him.
out on
And
Christmas.
edit it.
Yeah, Christmas Eve.
He has all the time in the world.
I do not have all the time in the world. I got responsibilities.
Like
Like what?
Like
Gundam.
coming up with really bad chick flicks for you guys to watch.
You already have the schedule for
We're watching the Bratz movie.
Yes, I know, and I will.
Merry Christmas.